Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's full moon readings. The full moon at the time of doing these readings is in a couple of days' time, and I'm doing these readings ahead of time. We are in the build-up to a full moon in Libra. Now, whenever you come to these readings, the same messages will apply to you at any full moon time. If you're drawn to the readings, they are inevitably going to have a message for you. That's what happens with pick a card readings. Sometimes we are just drawn to a particular card or a charm or a crystal or a rune, something that guides us to hear the message we need to hear right now. This is very much about your intuition, and of course a full moon opens those channels of information. A full moon will open and illuminate for us the things that we need to see and the things that we need to hear. Now, the energy of Libra is going to be calling for balance, for harmony, for love. So it is possible that there can be stuff going on in the world at large, or indeed in our own world, where we are feeling as though things are out of balance. If that is the case, we're being shown it so that we know what isn't working and we can bring that back into balance so that it does then work. That's kind of, in a way, the energy of a full moon. Sometimes it feels very emotionally intense, very powerful. The purpose of anything that is shown that is uncomfortable is to help us to address it so that we can either release. I mean, the full moon is a marvellous time for releasing, for letting go, shedding skins that no longer serve us. And with this lovely Libra energy of seeing what needs to be in balance within our lives. And of course, things that are going amazingly well for you, where you are really, really, really on track already, around the time of a full moon, you're going to be shown the next steps, what you need to see in order to be able to continue to grow, to build, to continue to move forwards, everything you need to see to move forwards in the right way with the best possible outcome. So whatever we are shown today, I will personally be very, very grateful. I am deeply honoured to be doing these readings for you today. So, Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome. Welcome if you are returning. Welcome if you are new. It is wonderful to be here with you all. We have 3 beautiful cards that have come through today to help to guide you to the right reading. And I'm going to draw a rune and a charm as well. So let me show you these cards. I always, by the way, list all the cards, the runes, the charms, everything that I use in the readings. It's listed in the description below, so you can find whatever is there if you wish to. So, pile 1, you have the energy of Earth Ox, one with the universe. This is for pile 1. For pile 2, we have Fire Rabbit, Welcome the Muse. This is for pile 2. Welcome the Muse, Fire Rabbit. And then we have for pile 3, Metal Bird, Treat Yourself Like Royalty. This is for pile 3. Treat yourself like royalty. Now, I'll just put these counters here so that we can check in on, you'll be able to see much more clearly the charms as we draw them. So I'm going to draw these together, a rune and a charm. Okay, so pile 1, you have a ship's wheel, and you also have the rune of Alga's protection. This is for pile 1. Pile 2, you have, how interesting, we've got a ship's wheel and now a ship's anchor. So pile 2, you've got the rune of flow, this is Lagos, and a ship's anchor. How fascinating. I am so excited to be doing these readings. What is going to be illuminated? What next steps are we going to be shown? Whether this is to bring something into balance, to address something, or to get even better at something we're already doing. How amazing. Okay, what are we seeing next? We then have, for pile 3, we have a beautiful butterfly. Wow. That's your charm. And you have Uruz. Uruz is the rune of strength. So this is for pile 3. Okay. So, beautiful souls, thank you for being here. I am so honoured and so excited to be tuning in with these readings and messages for you today. I'm going to leave the video running just a few moments longer, so if you need a little bit more time, you can just take that time for yourself. If you are drawn to more than one pile, which does happen sometimes, then just trust that. And I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Beautiful souls. Already there is a really interesting energy in your reading. Earth Ox, one with the universe, is actually a gorgeous card of affirmation. It kind of lets you know that you're on track. It also asks you to remember to remain centered, drop into stillness, remain grounded, remain aligned in order to stay on track. But it does confirm you're on track. What I think is really interesting, and it speaks of 3 different energy centers as well. What I think is interesting is that we have Algiz. Algiz is the rune of protection. And the rune of protection really speaks about right action. Following through almost like from an ethical perspective, standing your ground or walking that pathway. It's like walking the good red road, walking the higher path, keeping the integrity in everything that you do. It tells us that you are currently being protected, and you have the ship's steering wheel. And so I find myself wondering if you are actually navigating something that requires you to really, really operate through integrity. Now, we're going to draw a lot more cards to find out what this is about. But because we are at a time of a full moon and a full moon in Libra, and I'm really sort of seeing the scales, that we see in Libra that are about justice, fairness, balance, equality. I am wondering whether you are needing to hold something or navigate through something that is kind of dependent upon you. Yeah, walking that pathway and remaining grounded and anchored and centered, even if there's stuff around you that is not equal or a bit discombobulated or higgledy-piggledy or all over the place or out of balance. I think this card is already telling us that you are on track, but I think it may feel like the world around you isn't. Okay, so let's just draw. I'm going to draw more cards from the same pack as this. I just felt really compelled to do so. So these are your cards from this pack. We'll draw some more oracle as well, some oracle cards too. I'm seeing these 2. And we'll draw from the Moonology pack as well, particularly given that we are really in the energy of moon time. Let's see what we have. So we have Fire Horse, effortless vitality. We have Water Horse. How interesting, you've got horses showing up twice. A path to independence. The Storyteller. Into me I see, we have here as well. Okay. And then we have Be bold and make the first move. A time for healing. These are really, really interesting cards. I'm going to put these here, and I'm actually going to dive straight into your tarot cards, or at least the first tarot cards we're drawing. I very often draw from more than one pack. Let's see what we are shown here. What is the full moon bringing you or showing you? So you're worrying about something here. I wonder if the full moon is actually really going to give you a key, some really important information. At the moment, with this story, with this book, we see a book that is open and the pages are blank. Gosh, this is so interesting. Pile 1, this is so, so interesting. I think in some ways, you're into me, I see. I think you're going to be given the guidance to sort of almost like to be shown how to write, how this story, this situation that you are navigating, how it unfolds. I think you're on track, okay, in your world. And there's a lot of craziness going on around you. I feel there's lots of distractions, but somehow you are managing to keep grounded, anchored, peaceful. Probably not all the time. I'm sure that this is not all the time, but I am seeing you sort of almost with the independence, the horse. I see you managing to remain sort of boundaried, and even when I think a lot of stuff around you may be disintegrating, or people are facing challenges, or you yourself are facing challenges because of stuff that's going on around you, I think almost despite everything, you are managing to remain anchored. That it's like creating a peaceful haven within yourself, steering into your own harbour. Because the horses are about power, but not just any old power. It's empowerment, power over yourself, self-mastery. These are blank pages. You can write the story. But you are worrying about something, and I think this is why we have the Earth Ox as well. There's an affirmation that you are on track, but also some guidance here saying anchor yourself, remain centered, drop into stillness. Yes, look at this. We have a beautiful strength card. I love this strength card because it's so chilled. You know, sometimes the imagery in a strength card is it kind of looks like we're doing battle with something. This is sort of saying, look, just relax. The key to navigating this is not to worry about it, but to remain really calm, really centered, really grounded. Have the courage of your convictions. I have a really strong sense of you doing something right here. Like holding the higher ground, walking the good red road, holding the integrity, holding the moral compass. Yeah, we have the Magician here, the card of the Alchemist. I think that you may not realise it, but I think maybe you do have the key, to navigate this current situation to a very, very successful outcome. I'm going to draw more cards. We're going to follow this through and see what this is about. But I think you can navigate this. The key to navigating this is to not be knocked off balance, not be affected. Don't let stuff going on around you sort of like implode into your personal energy. I think you can come through this. And you can come through it being very much in charge of the outcome here, which is really interesting because generally speaking, a reading is not going to tell us that we can be in charge of other people. But I'm seeing you seriously in a position of empowerment here. What is this about? I almost feel like you have more power than you realise in this situation. You have more influence than you realise in this situation. I think you can initiate moves, be bold and make the first move. Let's just really sit with the story that we have here. I think I will draw more cards as well. I want to find out a bit more about the Seven of Cups here. Why are you worrying about this? What's all that about? So, yeah, we know that you are genuinely on track. Fire Horse tells us that you're really on fire. I feel that your world, your personal world, is on track and it's expanding, it's growing. I think you are creating for yourself, literally manifesting in the immediacy of your world, actually some really, really good stuff. The challenge here that's around you, and I think this is what you're going to be shown with the full moon illumination. The challenge is not necessarily what you're doing, but the world around you. And in some instances, how people are responding to you and to your growth. So you're flying, you're doing really, really well. But I do think, yeah, there is something you are having to navigate. Now, the water horse is an interesting combination of energy because it's both water and fire. And the water is to do with fear, and the fire is to do with your vitality, which we have here. I kind of almost want to say, what are you afraid of with the Seven of Cups? In a situation that's going on around you, are you fearful that you will not be protected? Are you fearful of people who are behaving badly? People who maybe are even telling stories about you? Are you fearful of that? To me, I see is it sort of indicates a time when you can change patterns, any sort of repeating patterns within you. And the storyteller is a card that does literally indicate that this is a time when you can rewrite your own story. It's like you have a blank canvas. So I feel with you that in some ways, I actually feel that manifesting, you're doing really well. I think there's a lot of areas in your world where you're actually genuinely on track. The challenge for you is remaining on track when stuff around you or people around you react or behave badly, or it feels like stuff sort of, you're not quite sure how to respond sometimes to stuff that happens. Now, I do think there is a situation around you that you're navigating. But in its own way, I suspect it is bringing up or creating an opportunity to heal a very specific pattern of fear. I think you have much more say in this, much more power than you realise. I think you can transform this because we have the Alchemist, the Magician. We also have the World card. Daniyar is the World card in a traditional pack. And this is one of the most beautiful strength cards. So this sort of is telling me with the strength card that this has been a pattern that's been around of worrying or of fear that's been around, I think, for quite a long time. And this is an opportunity to sort of finally overcome it. So if stuff is going on around you and you're thinking, oh, I've got to navigate this. It's not about navigating it in the same way that you've navigated situations like it in the past. This is about doing it differently. This is about rewriting your story into a space of empowerment. And I think the full moon, is going to be showing you, giving you very specific information or bringing very specific energy that will support you to do this. Let's draw some more tarot cards from another pack. So I'm going to ask some very specific questions for you, pile one, my lovely pile ones. May I kindly ask, first of all, what is the pattern? In fact, let's ask first of all, what is the situation that you're having to navigate? Let's ask that, and then we'll ask about the pattern of response. What is the situation around pile one that they are needing to navigate? May we kindly ask about this, or at least the energy of it. Okay, so this is something that is a burden for you. It may be that some of you are, I think, carrying responsibility for stuff that is not yours. Excuse my language, I almost sort of did a little chuckle here. I think that there are situations around you, and it's almost like other people need to deal with their own shit, if you'll excuse my language. And I think you're very good at picking up on what's going on and what's happening around you at the moment. Remember, you are on track. So what you are experiencing is not yours to carry. That's really the deal here. There's stuff going on, and I think it is having an impact on you, and it is not yours to carry. That is what the Ten of Wands is telling me. We then have the card of Temperance. Well, you couldn't have a better Libran energy in terms of balance. And then you have the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands is sort of delicious card, really. It's a lovely energy. It's a coming together. Be bold and make the first move. Okay. At the moment, I think you are being affected by somebody else's stuff, basically. And I think part of the challenge here, as you are aligning your energy, we have 3 alignment centers here in this person in the Earth Ox card. As you are aligning and you are living increasingly in alignment with the universe, with what you are meant to be doing. And what is happening is you're aligning and your chakras are aligning and you are opening. And you're opening because it's amazing. And this is what you're supposed to be doing at this moment of profound accelerated growth. However, as you are open, you are also actually, there's like an increased vulnerability to receive the energy of others. And I think you literally are downloading some shit. Some of you have literally, there is just a situation or people going on around you, stuff going on, and it's not yours to carry. Try to bring yourself back into balance. This is what we're seeing here. Try not to be drawn into something. This is really, I kind of want to say you're okay. This is where we have the fire of peace, of love coming in, and the water of fear. I think there is perhaps fear of something happening again. But I also feel we're given a reassurance that something doesn't have to repeat here. I think that might also be what you're experiencing, a fear that something will happen again. With the 4 of Wands, it does suggest that you can actually move something forwards. You can show the initiative here. And you can reach out, I think. You can be the healing light here, if you wish to. I mean, it may be with Temperance that things will just come back into balance. It may just be that the energy of this beautiful moon, of our grandmother moon coming in to support you, that her energy in lovely Libra is going to bring the blessings of balance into the world and into your situation. But I do feel you are being invited to be empowered to rewrite the story as to how this is navigated. You don't have to navigate this through fear, which is what I think has happened in the past. You don't have to be afraid of speaking out or having a say. You can change a pattern here. Let's ask about that pattern. Now, I think this is part of the pattern is that you're very susceptible to carrying other people's shit and taking responsibility in situations where somebody might say to you, you know, like if you raise something and they turn it around, oh yeah, but you do this and you do that. And actually the situation you've raised has just got swept under the carpet. I think you're very good at owning your part in things, but to the point where sometimes you own more than is your fair share. It's time to rewrite this story. It's time to rewrite this story. Not to be affected by other people. Not to be fearful of other people's responses. Yeah, look at this. We have the Devil. We have the Star. Wonderful. And we have Judgment. Wowza. Wowza, wowza, wow. Okay, so the Judgment card is asking you to be discerning, you know, and I think this Devil is really saying no to something. Say no to any thinking patterns that hold negativity. Say no to anything where you feel you are tied, sort of tied to doing something that someone else tells you. It's not exactly that someone else tells you. That's not quite the right flavour, but it's following a pattern where you're basically carrying more than your fair share. This is cutting those cords, not taking responsibility for other people's stuff. It's like literally looking at something and thinking, well, do you know what? I can't change that, you know, and you're going to have to deal with that yourself. Because it's interesting, sometimes we can be so benevolent You know, temperance is a card of great benevolence. But actually, if you're so benevolent, you can end up helping people in a way that means they don't step up and take responsibility for themselves. Because if there's somebody always there to pick up the pieces, then they will never have to. If somebody's always there to almost like for them to project their stuff onto, they will never have to deal with this themselves. They'll never have to look at themselves. You know, turning this on its head, if you are needing to look into yourself to see the origins of this, rather than being drawn into these patterns of behaving, then this is a really good moon to illuminate those depths. This is a judgment. This is a judgment day. It's that day of reckoning. It's that moment of calling where it's kind of like, okay, we can see it how it is, just the way it is. And because we can see it just the way it is, we can choose to do it differently. And you will be guided with the star. This is like getting you back on track. And yet, you know, the first part of our reading, the Earth Ox is saying, actually, you are on track. You are where you're meant to be right now. Truly, you are where you are meant to be. And whatever is going on around you that is causing you at times, despite your own position, which is really solidly holding the solid ground. And if you're not holding the solid ground and somebody else is, then maybe you're needing to look to them. But everything in your reading, if I'm truly honest, is suggesting that you are carrying, you're carrying other people's shit too easily, and it's time to put it down. It's absolutely time to put it down. Let it go. Don't be carrying something that's not yours to carry. Let's draw more cards and get a little bit more information. I think the circumstances of the full moon are going to illuminate, in no uncertain terms, some elements of a circumstance that's going on around you to show you that you are in a position of far greater empowerment than you realised, and that there is an opportunity for you to respond to this situation differently. You could even take the initiative with the be bold and make the first move, just simply by saying no to something or choosing to do something differently. This is a time, literally, the key here is to rewrite the story, is to rewrite it differently. Let's ask about how to rewrite it. What's the different ending that you can write to this? I think it's really interesting. On the one hand, there's other stuff going on around you. What sits in you is a fear-based energy of being disempowered, or of being stuck with something, or of not being able to address something, or not being able to put it right. Let's draw more cards and find out, how do you rewrite the story, or what might the story and how might the story be rewritten? Well, look at this, would you? You have the Knight of Pentacles and you have the Six of Wands. So this is a card of success, and this is also being seen. It's like you're visible. And we then have the Ten of Wands. Right, be bold and make the first move. A time for healing. Now, the balsamic moon is a quiet time. It's a quiet time as the moon phase goes. It's gentle, it's diminishing. I think that you can very openly lay something to rest. You know, without taking responsibility for something that is not yours to carry. I feel that the key to your success here, and the key to rewriting the story, is to continue, because you are on track. Continue as you are. Slow and steady wins the race. You know, gentle, steady progress. That's the energy of the Knight of Pentacles. Gentle, steady progression. Continue. I think your success is going to grow. Most importantly, you're being seen. This is sort of you again, following your North Star, having the moral compass, continuing to live through right action, demonstrating that this can be done, this is how it is. And I think, in a way, regardless of what's going on, even if people are talking behind your back, regardless of what's going on, just visibly be seen to be, it's not just saying the high road, as it were, it's living it, it's living with integrity. As long as you act with integrity and through right action, people will see you for who you are, and whatever is going on around you, well, I was going to say I feel it will diminish. Let's find out. Let's find out what will happen to whatever's going on around my pile ones. Interesting. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the Strength card, but this time it's a card of where there's a more sort of battle going on. I think people will be seen. We kindly have more information about how this sort of pans out, what happens to what's going on. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a really lovely outcome. The energy of the Nine of Pentacles is, there's a great deal of reward here. I think what will happen is, despite the way that other people behave, I think your visibility to stay on track will mean that you'll kind of be seen in that position. I almost feel like, it's like if people are behaving badly, the more you behave well, the more inspirational you are to others. It's like it can't be challenged. People can't look at you and, like if somebody was stabbing you in the back and making up stories about you, but actually you're living a life of genuine integrity, you're walking the good red road, everyone who comes into contact with you is going to see who you really are. And because they see who you really are, the stories are, they're empty. And people will know they're empty. I think just by the very example of being you and navigating that higher ground, you're going to come through this with very, very, very clear visibility. And I feel you will be respected. I feel you'll be rewarded for your integrity. And indeed, you may even be financially rewarded. If there's competitiveness going on around you or something, just again, somebody trying to, let's say this was a work setting where you're carrying more responsibility than is yours to carry, and somebody else is not really pulling their weight, and the burden of that responsibility is falling to you, but they're kind of pretending that it's all them, they're taking all the credit, all the praise. Well, I think that's turning around. I think you will be celebrated, you will be seen. Keep on going with what you are doing, remain on track, but don't be afraid to be seen as being on track. Because actually then I think whoever is not behaving well will be seen for who they actually are. You will be recognised, I think, for your integrity throughout this situation. People will see it, they will know you for who you are, and this is your protection. In many ways, integrity is your protection. Following through, doing the right thing, but continuing to remain on track. This is part of your protection. If we back down or away from something, then we're not necessarily visible, so people don't know who you are or what you're doing. But the more on track you remain, the more visible you are, the harder it is for people to kind of put you down, because everything you're about is out there and it's seen. So it becomes a protector. The very nature of living well and doing it visibly is part of your protection. I think there's something about overcoming your fear, possibly of being visible, or your fears of all the what ifs of what might go wrong, or feeling disempowered. Drop into stillness. Just remain anchored in your own vision, because everything in your first card, your significator card, said you're on track. And I think this is a time, that this full moon is a time of profound transformation, when the moon will show you how to stay on track, and also the moon will want to illuminate your success. So I think the moon will actually help to illuminate your success so you become more visible to people. I think that's what this beautiful full moon is going to do. Bring more visibility to you so people see you for who you really are in the most amazing way. And then other stuff that goes on that previously has discombobulated you or left you feeling like it knocks you off balance, well, that's also potentially going to be seen for what it is. And the more you do, the more you do in a visible way, the more your success is sort of guaranteed. And I think the full moon will illuminate you in such an amazing way that who you really are is indisputable in the face of stuff that could be going on behind your back. And this is part of how the full moon, beautiful grandmother moon, is assisting you and bringing balance back into your world, because she is saying, well, we're not having pile one seen badly. We're not having this kind of tittle tattle nonsense going on in the background. We're not having pile one be blamed for somebody else's crap and shit. Pile one actually are going to be seen for who they are, because pile one is living a very balanced life and doing their utmost to uphold what is good. And I think that this is what is also lovely, is I think you can do this in a way that brings an end to this. You know, again, no tit for tat, just holding that high integrity, being the magician, shape-shifting the situation, but shape-shifting it through the very essence of you being you. And I think Grandmother Moon is going to support you and illuminate you for all of the good stuff and assist you in being seen, so literally to be celebrated for who you are, in a way, and how you've handled this, how you've navigated it. Wow, this is so interesting, so interesting. Well, pile one, I feel like this is your reading. I don't feel there's any more to be voiced here today. I think, gosh, it's a fascinating reading, particularly given the extraordinary times that we're living in. I'm thrilled to be reading for you. I'm honoured to be reading for you, humbled to be reading for you. Thank you so much, beautiful souls, for being you. And put those fears down, because you are. That's the layer beneath this. Of course, Grandmother Moon helps you to know that you no longer have to be afraid of being visible, that you can be you, uphold your integrity, let go of the fear. Don't bring that into the way you want to rewrite the story. You can manifest this differently. You don't have to respond. Maybe some of you have responded in the past by withdrawing from situations which have not felt okay. This kind of stuff, right? Okay, I'll leave, I'll back away. Well, actually, I think this reading is saying you don't need to back away. You just need to continue being you. Remain grounded, you're on track, it's not your problem. And Grandmother Moon will illuminate everything so people see what you are doing and that you're on track. And people also see the areas of whatever is going on around you that is not. So everything is brought to light in a way that really does bring a very fortuitous and beneficial outcome. Right, now I think this is your reading. Sometimes it happens that way, doesn't it? Just when you think you're kind of like wrapping up a reading, and then suddenly it's like, oh, hang on a minute, there's another little message coming in here. And always, we must always, as readers, or certainly, you know, for myself, it's about always following this through to hear every piece of information that is coming through for you. So beautiful, pile one. Tons of love. Don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never miss a reading. If you're interested in manifesting with the moon, in alignment with the moon, do check out my moon diary, my Manifest with the Moon Astro Moon Diary. If you're not using it already, it is an amazing tool and it will help you literally to manifest in alignment with the moon phases. It's really worth using. A lot of people are finding it helpful, especially at the current time when everything is a bit complicated and crazy in the world. So very good to have that anchor point. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, all those things, for giving back through the super thanks as well. Some of you have been making donations. Thank you so much. All of your support for the channel is truly, truly appreciated, and I wish you every blessing. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. You have Fire Rabbit, welcome the Muse. I'm really seeing you in the spotlight here. And I'm just going to draw more cards actually from this particular pack. I'm actually seeing this one. I wanted to draw from the same pack. And I'll draw more oracle cards here too. Just that there is a message coming through for you already. I don't want to say too much until we are well into the reading, but I feel with Flow, Lagos, I think that there is something that it's like a spark or an idea, or that it's something very creative. It could be like a painting or a piece of writing or just something that you really want to make happen. And I think this is asking you to sort of like to anchor it in the earth, like literally do something to make it happen, like allow it to sort of begin. It would be like if you have an idea for a painting, but you haven't even bought the paper that you're going to paint it on yet, or the canvas. And this would be like, make a commitment and go buy that canvas and be bold and daring enough to put the first pencil mark on it, or stroke of paint, or whatever it would be, like to get it started. If you have a song in your mind, write the first note or the first word of the poem, the song. It's like doing something. Allow yourself to be open to something that can be anchored and then grow, and I think it will flow. Now I'm going to draw more cards before I say too much more, but I'm wondering if this extraordinarily beautiful moon in Libra, this full moon, or whenever you are watching these readings, the closest full moon to now, I wonder if our beautiful grandmother moon is actually going to illuminate an idea for you, or illuminate how to anchor it, how to make it happen, how to get it started. But let's draw more, find out what else we are being shown here. I am seeing, there it is, the second card. Oh, there they are, these two. Okay, so look at these first. We have Wood Sheep, Nature is Your Healer. Look at these roses in bloom. And then Metal Sheep, Foresight and Careful Planning. We have Tender Embrace. Oh, look at that. That is so beautiful. We have a Grand Symphony, and look at this, being seen somehow, bringing something forth. I think something can blossom. Look at these roses, they're in bloom. These lotuses are not yet open, but they are beginning to. We then have faith in your dreams, and don't let pride get in the way. That's interesting. What is the pride getting in the way of? We'll ask more about this card in a moment, but let's just look at these first. Foresight and careful planning. I think our beautiful grandmother moon is potentially going to show you some very specific things that you can do to enable something to blossom, to flourish, and to literally turn into a grand symphony. It's whether grandmother moon shows you something that gives you renewed faith in your dreams, or there is a confirmation of something, like a sign or a signal, and you think, wow, that's so clear, it's indisputable. I will now commit to doing this. I'm now going to get started. Or indeed, if it's something you've started but shelved, something that you can continue with. It is something that can blossom. I wonder if something has got in the way previously. What is it around this? Don't let pride get in the way. We need more information about this. But let's draw some tarot cards and see what we're shown. Just for you, what is this full moon helping with? Now we have the Alchemist. This is the Magician in a traditional pack. Now this did come out in pile 1, so if you were drawn to pile 1, do check that out. Gosh, we have the Tower. This is significant. Okay, this is big. We then have the Four of Swords. Okay. Okay, then we have the Daughter of Cups. Gosh, there's such a harmonious energy in the Daughter of Cups. Look at the way she is so chill, just letting things flow. The Four of Swords is a card of meditation, of stillness, of contemplation, of getting still in order to find the answers. I wonder if something that you have been working on broke with the Tower card. Now this message may apply to perhaps to some, but not all. I wonder if something you have worked upon, like it broke, it didn't work. With tender embrace, if there is a connection with someone and it broke down, but something changed, or I mean, it could be that if something broke, you're needing to return to it. Don't let pride get in the way. I wonder as well if this is also about, not exactly that something broke, but that something needs to be reworked or restructured or approached differently. The Tower requires us to change. I mean, that's the deal. We've got to change. Something is going to be restructured, reorganized, in order to move it forwards. It is interesting because wood sheep, although they look ever so different, is not entirely different in energy to the Tower. Even though it's really beautiful and something can blossom, it is about getting centered in the earth, the energy of nature, in order to realign, sometimes after a conflict. And with metal sheep, this energy says we can, with careful, thoughtful planning, and this is the Four of Swords as well, careful, thoughtful, meditative planning, we can get something on track. A grand symphony asks us actually to stand back. Aside from seeing something magical appear, it's also recognizing that we're part of a bigger picture. I wonder, I feel that this beautiful full moon, our grandmother moon, is going to show you how to get something, sort of to repair something, or get it back on track, to move it from a place where it hasn't got its anchor at the moment. It might be a bit out at sea. It's a dream. Now, whether this is an actual project or it's it could even be like a disruption in a connection with someone, there's a bigger picture. Or something you've been dreaming of, but you've never felt as though you could actually get started. You couldn't get it off the ground. I think the full moon energy will literally illuminate how to It's going to make something visible. Look at the spotlight coming down on the rabbit. Rabbits are usually fearful of we have that saying, like a rabbit in headlights, but this rabbit is not fearful. This rabbit is totally enjoying sitting in the limelight. So I think something is to be illuminated that shows you how to approach it differently, or how to rebuild it, or how to get it off the ground, how to move it forwards, perhaps step by step. Now, I'm going to ask for cards around don't let pride get in your way, but I am wondering whether the pride is more around something didn't work, or something got broken, or something needs to be approached differently, or there was a discord in something. And because of this, it's like you're not sure how to approach this. Don't let pride get in the way. You're not sure how to move it forwards. You're not sure. You'd have to back down, perhaps, or to approach it. Maybe you had a very fixed idea of how something might emerge, and it hasn't emerged in that way, so you're needing to do it differently. I'm going to draw clarifying cards and find out more about this. So let's first of all, before we ask about don't let pride get in your way, let's ask about the Tower card, about Minar. May we ask about the Tower card? Is this telling us that something needs to be restructured? Or is it telling us that something has been broken? Or is it just saying, that something needs to be done differently? May we please ask for clarity and greater information, please? May we kindly ask for clarity, greater information? Lots of cards coming through for you here. We have. Okay. My goodness me. So we do have, we've got the Six of Swords. And we have the Three of Swords, followed by the Ten of Wands, which also came out in pile 1. How interesting, we have the Four of Swords showing up again. So we then have the Queen of Wands. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and then the Eight. Okay. Right. There is absolutely a better way, a different way of doing something, a different approach. Yes, something hasn't kind of, it hasn't worked effectively, okay? Or something broke down, or there was, as I said, there could be discord around this for some of you, but something didn't run smoothly. I think possibly you ended up feeling pretty overloaded by it. It may even be that you had a falling out with someone, or something went wrong, and you've ended up having to, I don't know, like doing so much. I mean, this is like, how do you do it all? How can you possibly do it all? Perhaps someone let you down in partnership or in support, and you just thought, well, I can't continue like this. I can't do it all on my own. But you can transform this, I think, with collaboration. We have the Three of Pentacles. This is a card that suggests that collaboration can work. Queen of Wands is a card of, it's interesting, Queen of Wands is a card of great empowerment, but great empowerment through sort of taking the windy road, through being able to notice how and being responsive to change, rather than like really going for it in a gung-ho kind of way. It's much more responsive, slow and gentle. I think with the Six of Swords, the moon is going to illuminate how you move something forwards, or you transform from a situation that has felt as though I think you couldn't see how to move it ahead. You felt pretty much like you just can't see. Yeah, you can't see the solution. You can't see how to make it work. I think the moon will show you how to make that work. I think our beautiful grandmother moon, with that lovely balanced Libra energy that's coming in at the time of doing this recording, this reading, I think this energy that's coming in is coming in to help you to know how to address something and to move it forwards. And it will be very, very harmonious with the Daughter of Cups. You'll be able to turn something into a situation that will just flow. Very gently, there's a very gentle kind of energy of healing coming in for something here. Okay. May I ask about the full moon in Leo card? Don't let pride get in the way. Could we please ask, what is that about, please, for my pile twos? Page of Wands, you're being asked to look ahead. Now, the Page of Wands can be a bit impetuous. And we have the Four of Cups. Look at the way something is being offered here. The Four of Cups can indicate being a bit bored, or an opportunity sometimes that we disregard. We don't look at it almost like an olive branch. Or I think you need to look ahead and not back. We have the Queen of Cups as well, and she is so compassionate. She's so forgiving. She's so caring. She's so kind. I think that you are needing to be kind to others and also kind to yourself. Okay? Whatever didn't work out or didn't quite manifest, whatever it was, have faith in it. I do feel something can be turned around. But what the full moon is bringing you is she's going to illuminate the steps you need to take to move this circumstance forwards, and peacefully. She's going to bring into the limelight, perhaps with the rabbit. I said, I was seeing like the rabbit in headlights, but this rabbit is not scared. If any of you are fearful of how to move something forwards, I think what you need to be seen, to know what to do to move this forwards in a peaceful manner, will be shown to you. And there will be a reconciliation, perhaps. This is very much saying, look ahead. There is a way through this, most definitely. And so don't let pride get in the way. If somebody had caused you upset, or again, something did not work out, and your inclination is just to go, well, there you go, I'm not doing that anymore. This is really asking you almost like to revisit this, but not revisit it in a way that means you go back over and over and over it in a way that fuels it, but revisit it in a gentle, compassionate way where you stand back and you observe and you think, okay, may I please have guidance as to how to move this forwards? What do I need to see to be able to find a peaceful resolution and to be able to bring something forwards in a way that literally will heal this? And I think you can do this. Something that will make it happen. Yeah, if a project collapsed and failed, this is going to show you how to bring this to fruition, how to, rather than you feeling devastated or brokenhearted or fed up that it didn't work, or that it's just too much hard work, I think you can do this. I think with steadiness, gentleness, stillness, receptivity, you'll be shown how to move this forwards, how to navigate a situation, how to bring it forth, how to be able to ground it, to give it an anchor point so it can flow forward smoothly. Something is to be shown to you in this way. I'm going to draw more from this tarot pack, I think. May we ask for more guidance and information about how this emerges, please? Okay, so I'm actually seeing all four of these cards. So we have the Seven of Coins as your first card. Then we have the Seven of Staffs. How interesting, you have two sevens. Look at this. the Libra energy coming in. We have the scales. Okay, so we then have the Four of Staffs, which is a card of absolute joy and celebration. How wonderful. And then we have the card of Justice. That Libra energy coming in. Okay. I think you're going to be shown how to invest your energy wisely and in a way that will bring about a successful outcome. I also feel you're going to be guided as to sort of not be overloaded with the Seven of Staffs by other people's viewpoints. This is a very interesting reading, not being a rabbit in the headlights. I wonder how quickly this can emerge. How quickly can... Because in a way, I say how quickly, because I feel on the one hand you have the Four of Swords energy here, which is about contemplation. But I feel the contemplation is around the energy of the moon, showing you, bringing you what you need to see to have faith and trust in your dreams, and to know that something can progress and come to fruition and heal. The question is, within that space of illumination and opening yourself to receive those signs, to be shown what you need to see in order to move this ahead, how to invest in this, what choices to make. I wonder how does this move on then? How does this move on from the time of the full moon or the point of illumination? May I please kindly ask? So we have the King of Wands, which is a card of great empowerment. I mean, the King of Wands energy is this is the energy of being able to have success and handle it. We have the card of Temperance, and this is all about balance and resolution and harmony. We have the Knight of Pentacles, fantastic, and also the Six of Wands. The card of success, we have the Ten of Swords, we have the Three of Cups, we have the World, we have the card of Judgment. How interesting. How interesting. So you have Justice and Judgment. Okay. Interestingly enough, I think from the illumination, the energy that this moon brings, I actually think you're going to be given exactly the information you need to progress with something, to bring something to a close that hasn't been working. It does seem to involve some sort of collaboration here. I think you're moving away from feeling out on your own with something. Maybe there will be people on your side with something here. People who can support you, which again is, don't let pride get in the way. If you feel as though you've very much picked up the pieces of a situation or a scenario, whatever it was that broke down or didn't manifest, and you're the one that you felt you were left with that disappointment, don't let pride get in the way. It's very straightforward. I think you're going to be shown how to basically fix something. And I don't think it's just an overnight fix. I think it is a series of steps that you'll need to take, hence the planning, the careful planning. But I think it will show you, literally, the way will be illuminated to move something that was broken or wasn't really functional as it was, to move it forwards in a really, really fruitful way. It's as though the discord or the dysfunction or the bits of it that weren't working can be put to rest. And I do think through collaboration of some sort, there's a new beginning arriving here. So it's something that has been, that's already in your world. I don't think it is something brand new. I think it is something that got shelved or put to one side, or you invested in it but you didn't think ultimately the investment didn't pay off at that time, or you tried to collaborate with people but it just didn't work. There were too many people and it didn't work, or whatever it is that broke down. It's that broken down bit that caused you to feel as though this can't really work. Actually, I think it can. And what we are seeing here really, really clearly is that our beautiful grandmother moon is going to illuminate exactly what you need to see to be able to look ahead and in real practical steps take this forwards. Now, those steps will be personal to you, and I think they are a series of steps. It means that with awareness, you can be very conscious about how you take this forward. We do see a successful outcome, but you would have to get out of your own way as well. There is a card here, and whether that is because a part of you sort of almost got into a place where you were feeling a very defeatist sort of energy and thinking this is never going to work, I'm never going to get it off the ground, or if it was a connection to people that somehow you'll never reach a resolution, somebody will never come round to your way of seeing it, or maybe there's just a different way. But something that has not worked is to be illuminated for you. And I think it's once it's illuminated, I feel like sitting in the energy of illumination is when there's a need to be very still and to let go and release anything that gets in the way. But once you see how to move something forwards, I think the steps will be shown to you in quite a clear way. Quite a clear way. And from that, I also think that perhaps because of the energy of collaboration, perhaps there will be some support or help coming in from outside. Friends, colleagues, depending on the circumstances, might come in and sort of give you some backing, help you to move this forwards. But you'll definitely be shown something that you have not previously been aware of that will enable you to move this forwards and enable it to blossom and flourish. But to do so, it's like to emerge peacefully from something that had sort of collapsed or broken down, or indeed to move forward smoothly, to flow, to find its anchor point, to become re-anchored, re-grounded in reality, in the 3D world, for something to become re-established for some of you. This is the word that is coming through. Well, whatever this is, it's a very, very interesting energy, and what a powerful moon. Pile 2, this is your reading. I am sending you so much love. This is your reading. I think what's really interesting is the energy here. I do think does heal something, actually, because if anything breaks down and we just feel like we can't fix it, it leaves a residue, and actually, that residue within can become a hindrance. I think that's changing here. And I think that is so beautiful. That is just so beautiful, because something can come back into balance here. Whether it's your belief in being able to create something and make something happen, to paint that canvas, whether it is, that self-belief, whether it's, there's something that went wrong with someone and you get to start afresh. But something can be transformed here, and it will blossom and flourish in a really good way. It's like, let Grandmother Moon give you that creative insight so you know how to move this forwards, one step at a time, and basically get out of your own way and let yourself receive this guidance and this information. I think it literally will be a step-by-step series of steps that you can take to move this forwards in the most peaceful and beautiful manner. Pile 2, tons and tons of love. Beautiful souls, thank you so much for being here. If you would like to make sure that you never miss a reading, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell as well, the little bell icon. That way you should never miss a reading. Thank you for liking, for sharing. If you're interested in manifesting with the moon, do check out my Manifest with the Moon Astro Moon Diary. That is a tool that will literally help you to manifest in alignment with the moon and use the incoming energy in a really empowered way. So thank you to those of you who are using that book already. Pile 2, tons of love. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Beautiful souls, I'm going to draw a couple more cards from this same pack, as well as your oracle cards, and then we will dive into your tarot cards too. You have Metal Bird, treat yourself like royalty. With Uruz, the rune of strength, and the butterfly, I'm seeing you emerge potentially. The Metal Bird, the card, is very much about addressing self-esteem, coming into your own. With Uruz, the rune of strength, I do feel maybe you are literally building your strength, emerging from a period of where you've had to find inner strength and courage, possibly. I won't say too much. Let's draw cards first and see. What is this full moon bringing for you or illuminating for you? What's coming through for you? It's that card there that I'm seeing. May we kindly ask, please, what is coming through? It's these two. For my lovely, did I just say pile 2, pile 3? If I did, I apologise. Okay, you have Metal Sheep. How interesting, because this did come out in pile 2, actually. And then you have Earth Pig, surrender to the moment. This is such a beautiful card. Right, treat yourself like royalty. Foresight and careful planning. Surrender to the moment, a burst of magic. I love that you have the Oracle's gift next to the surrender to the moment. Then you have show the world the real you. That is lovely. A time to give rather than take. Okay, which is all about balance. Show the world the real you. Right. I'm going to dive straight into some tarot cards as well, before we really tune into the message. Gosh, you've got the 7 of Cups. How interesting. This also came out in one of the other piles in exactly the same place. But you have the Sun. Okay, you have the 7 of Staffs. Oh, this is so interesting. I'm also seeing, it's this one just in here. The 7 of Swords. You've got 2 7s. Okay. I am very, very, very interested in your reading. I think something is going to emerge around the time. Maybe you are going to emerge, because this is show the world the real you. But I feel our beautiful grandmother moon is going to create the emergence, the opening of something, a burst of magic, a gift. Very, very interesting. There's another layer of energy in here that suggests you not being certain about making a choice. Also of you needing to possibly, well, with the 7 of Swords, either someone is leaving or you are leaving, or someone has taken something in an underhanded way. I am very curious, very, very curious. Let's let's really sit with this. So something, in some ways, I feel like something is paying off. That's perhaps a good way of describing this. Something is paying off. Perhaps a period in which you have worried a lot. You are emerging like a burst of magic. Something, I just feel something is paying off, or a gift is being given to you, a burst of magic. Something, perhaps even your careful planning and your foresight is paying off. It's as though something comes to you. And I think it's illuminated. It's like you are illuminated. It's like a burst of sunshine, a ray of sunshine coming in. I then think, in fact, it's not even just 2 sevens. You've got 3 sevens. 7 of cups, 7 of staffs, 7 of swords. The sevens are very much connected, they're just the number 7 within the tarot, to making a choice, but a wise choice. It's like making a choice because you have the wisdom of experience. Now, with the 7 of cups, it's often like you're spoilt for choice here. Like, which one do you do? What do you do? Spoilt for choice is coming through here. The 7 of staffs, this is very much about navigating and managing the expectations and choices or decisions of others. It's like with the wisdom being able to rise above people's expectations of you. Now, the 7 of Swords can have a slightly lower vibrational energy, but the higher vibrational energy of the 7 of Swords is about making very clear choices, but you may choose to be very discerning about how you make those choices. Definitely had that kind of energy. Look at the way there is a doorway has been opened, and you're choosing to leave through, like make a quiet exit. A time to give rather than to take. I think that something emerges around this time of the full moon. It is as though our beautiful grandmother moon blesses you in some way with a burst of magic. You can emerge. Something delicious, lovely actually emerges here. The question is, sort of how do you handle it? What do you do with the choices that this blessing brings you? Who do you tell? Who do you not tell? I sort of feel like, look at the energy of the sun here, and then we've got the same energy around her. The 7 of Staffs is very much a card that comes in the flow of energy through the staffs, the wands. It comes after a pocket of success. It's kind of like, right, people are now quite envious of you because you're amazing. So how are you going to handle that? And I'm seeing you handle it by being quite careful about who you tell. A time to give rather than to take. I think we need to draw some more cards for you, actually. May we kindly ask what the full moon will be illuminating? What is Grandmother Moon wishing to say to my beautiful pile threes? Right, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Right. Yeah, you are to be gifted something. I think the moon will gift you with something, offer you something. There'll be an emergence. Even if you have been debating what to do, it's like the clarity, that moment, that spark, that burst of magic will come to you. A sign might be shown to you. I wonder if it will be quite life-changing, and you've got to really then strategically think about how you then move this forwards. May we kindly have more information, please? Yes, we've got the Magician, a card of alchemy, of chemistry, of manifestation, of shape-shifting, of energy, of transformation. How fascinating. We have the Six of Swords. Okay. We've got the Page of Wands. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Tower. We then have the Five of Cups as well. I'm going to draw more cards, but let's just look at what we have here first. Your cards are all going higgledy-piggledy when I'm laying the next ones on. I think I think a piece of information or a piece of knowledge or a message or a confirmation, a gift, a blessing, whatever it is, however it arrives, whether it's an epiphany, whether it's an actual gift of something, like an opportunity. It's something that validates your self-esteem. It's something that says, actually, you're amazing. You deserve this. There's something really, really phenomenal with this rune, particular rune. Do you know, always for me, this rune tells me that the universe has your back. Excuse me, gosh. Do you know, I breathed in and that breath almost took my breath away. I just think something, an epiphany, a moment, a realization, a gift, a something exciting. Look at the way this beautiful piglet is just sitting in this. Look at the earth in a cup made from our beautiful, beautiful Mother Earth, who gives to us unconditionally. Our beautiful Mother Earth does provide for us. You know, very often we take, very frequently without asking, but she continually provides for us. Something is to be provided to you, gifted to you, and it means, well, I'm going to say it's life-changing. It means you can look to the future. I mean, I think you will be celebrating, okay? I think you can look to the future and start to make very careful and strategic plans as to how you navigate the future. This is a life-changing piece of information. Now, it could change a perspective. With Metalbird, we see a mirror here. She's looking in mirrors. It could change your outlook, but it could change something very real and physical. You have the Tower, so this could be real, the stuff of your life, the very structure of your life. Something comes to you. It could be a spiritual download. I think it ends. Maybe it's either going to end a period of uncertainty where you honestly haven't known how to approach something, or possibly even more likely, in a strange way, it creates uncertainty in as much as you have so many choices, so much more choice than you had previously. This is very enabling. This would be like that realization. It could even be a sign, something that is undisputable, indisputable, where the universe offers you something. You ask a question, you ask it out loud. You say, angels, could you please show me this, or this, or spirit, source, I really don't know how to approach this. Could you show me this, or this? And bingo, suddenly a song comes onto the radio, and it's literally the words answer your question, and it's indisputable. It's like something is undeniable. And it moves something of your world forwards, I think, in a very real way. But I think it then presents you with choices. So it either changes a period of indecision, but I think more than likely, even if it does that, it changes the choices that are available to you. I think it's then pretty important to sit with what you're going to do, because I think it gives you a freedom of choice. This is like surrender to this. I'm seeing celebration, but I'm also seeing radical change. Radical change. And also of you being very thoughtful about how you navigate this, how you now prepare, how you now plan. Yeah, it's like choices are made available to you because of something that comes to you that is illuminated by our very, very beautiful Grandmother Moon. Now, let us find out. I'm curious that we have the Five of Cups, because this is a card of disappointment. We then have the Queen of Swords. We have the Sun showing up again. This is the card of the Sun here, Shams. Okay. we have the Three of Wands. Again, this is a card of looking forwards, looking ahead, looking to the future with so much potential and so much positivity and so much energy. I will say for some of you, and I need to say how it is, this will apply to some but not all. Whatever it is that is shown to you, whatever Grandmother Moon illuminates for you, whatever gift is brought to you, whether it's something that comes to your awareness or an actual something, I do think that it feels for me as if it's very life-changing, like one of those moments when it changes the course of your life because you have a different level of awareness. It could be a massive spiritual download where you see something for what it is. In which case, be very benevolent, a time to give rather than to take. With the Five of Cups, we do see an indication of something that was disappointing. But because it's a five, fives also, again, bring choices to us. There's a lot of energy here that's about choice. Making decisions and choices that are now available to you because you have the wisdom and the awareness to make them, and perhaps the means and the resources as well. What do you do with if something comes in that's disappointing? This could indicate for some of you that something shows up and it's a piece of really saddening, disappointing news. But you know what? You can make a clear choice now. It would be like if somebody had let you down and then they apologised and you thought, oh, this is just wonderful. And then you found that that apology was not sincere. Perhaps they have been a bit underhanded. If the apology was not sincere, and so you go back and you think, actually, I do need to make a clear-cut choice here, because actually on the one hand you are apologising and that's wonderful, but if it's not really it doesn't mean anything, that's a very important piece of information. It's actually a gift. It opens your eyes to something. So even if this appears in the form of something that feels as though it's, gosh, I would rather not have known that, the fact that you do know it now means that you are able to make very clear-cut choices. It is interesting because in a way, the energy here seems to me to be far more positive than that. So I do feel that even if something comes to light that feels disappointing, I do feel you are sufficiently empowered by the gift, the information, the signs, the signals, the synchronicities, or the actual happenings to know with absolute clarity how you might want to move something forwards. You can look ahead. It's always a bit sad if we have to end something, but you can now strategically plan. You may even choose, if something comes in that's disappointing, to begin to strategically plan your exit or what you're going to do next. But you may not choose to reveal that to the person that disappointed you or the situation that disappointed you. It would be like if you were disappointed through a certain situation at work and you then think, do you know what, I'm actually going to look ahead. I'm going to look for work elsewhere. I don't want to stay in this environment. But it doesn't mean you walk straight in and say, right, I know all about this. I know what's going on. I'm going to hand in my notice today. Actually, you're now going to strategically, in your own private kind of bubble, unaffected by this, make very clear choices as to what you are going to do so that you can plan your strategic exit from something. So I think it puts you in the driving seat somehow, this moon. A time to give rather than take. I do feel with the energy of Virgo here that we are looking at a scenario where you are sort of being asked not to be, not to be tangled in it, but to, I feel there's a benevolence here. You're being asked to sort of pay attention to the detail, look after your own interests, of course, but at the same time, kind of be compassionate and aware of others as well. Like if somebody has done something that was disappointing, they're on their own stage of their own journey. That's their life. Karmically, they will live with what they have to live with. you don't need to buy into that. That's not any of your business. It may even be you're freed from something. But this is fascinating. I'm going to draw more cards and I'm going to ask for more information for you. I'd like to know really whether this is something like a piece of information or whether it is an actual something, because this is a general reading that will reach many. It could be literally a gift of something. We have the Pentacles. It could be like literally, it could be money or a gift of resources that mean that you have choices. But then you're going to be very careful about who you share this with, because, I mean, for example, I will use this as an example, but if you were to win the lottery, it's probably not a very good idea to go out there and publicly celebrate it, because everybody's going to arrive on your doorstep and want something from you. It's better to be private about about your planning and what you intend to do with this wonderful gift, this win. You now have a ton of choices available to you that you didn't have before. But however you choose to invest this, it's not the sort of thing that you want to advertise to people who would be envious of you and could be quite not negative, exactly, that's the wrong word, but obstructive or sabotaging. You know, I think when people are, envy in its highest vibration is an amazing, absolutely amazing emotion. I write about emotions. If you are interested in learning about your emotions, do check out my book, Mindfulness Meets Emotional Awareness. It will teach you to use the most challenging emotions as a source of empowerment. Envy, there's a whole chapter on envy, and it's a very easy to read book. But you know, envy in its highest vibration is about inspiration. If you see somebody you envy, you can be like, wow, I want that. That is so inspiring. That's the life I want. That's the kind of person I want to be. But in its lowest vibration, people who are envious can sabotage, they can put blocks in the way of people, they can try to cause problems. You know, so this is, I'm really seeing you, if for those of you for whom something might actually come in that enables you to really activate your choices, your own empowerment, to step up in some way. I think, you know, then I think very carefully about how you approach this. Let us ask. Let's ask about the Five of Cups first. For anyone who this could come in the form of something that feels like a challenge, could we please ask about this, please? Okay, with the Four of Swords, so if something comes in that is feeling like it's a challenge, the suggestion is that you kind of literally sleep on it. Ooh, look at this. If something comes in, the information, the gift, and it is still a gift, if something comes in and it feels challenging, really sleep on it, meditate upon it, and shift your perspective with the Four of Swords energy, because it really encourages us to get still and therefore to be in charge of the perspective and the lens through which we look. This can change. You can transform. This is arriving so that you can transform a situation. This is the Wheel of Fortune in a traditional pack. So this has arrived so that to initiate changes. Okay, so if something arrives in your world and it feels like a challenge, it's coming to initiate a transformation. May we have any more guidance and information about that, please? And this is the Hierophant in a traditional pack, big cards. So, and this is guided. This is about choosing a pathway where you can commit to something. I mean, it's spiritually guided. I would even venture to say if it comes in the form of a disappointment, this is a divine intervention with the card of the Hierophant. This is to change the course of your world. You would have remained on a pathway that was not right for you. So this is coming with real purpose. Now, may we now kindly ask about if for my pile threes for whom something literally arrives, the stuff of your world that just literally arrives. Let's put those cards, we'll put them over here. There we go. May we ask about the stuff? I'm seeing this card already. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Staffs. How interesting, Ten of Wands energy. So for some of you, this is help arriving we've got the Five of Cups. How interesting that the Five of Cups shows up again. If something comes in like resources, it's because you are carrying too much on your own. How interesting, we get the Five of Cups again. And then we have the Three of Coins. Okay, so this could be resources. Gosh, I need more information. May I please kindly ask about the five? Okay, so we have, look at this. These are your cards. We have the Daughter of Swords. I'm just going to put these down because I actually think all of these cards are coming through in a very purposeful way. So let's put these up here. Here we go. And then I'm going to place these over here. Right. However this gift, this opening arrives, the real purpose of this, the higher purpose, the life-changing purpose is to assist you in, it's kind of like reaching a point of happiness, not being burdened by something, not being burdened by too much responsibility. It's like something can click into place. I think some of you could even have been burning out, trying to do too much, disappointed, even in your own, worrying that your own choices, maybe wondering whether the choices you've made are not right. And somehow this is like paving the way for you to be able to know that what you're doing is the right pathway for you. However it arrives, whether it is information that means that you can discard the burden of responsibility for something, or you can share the load, you can move something forward, something can now click into place. It's like these sort of almost like it's like a jigsaw puzzle. Pieces click into place. Something makes sense to you. Whether that's the pathway ahead, whether it's the resources that enable you to, I kind of want to say, cut through the crap with the Daughter of Swords. Whatever comes through, whatever Grandmother Moon illuminates for you, this is like a divine intervention. For me, that's a really unquestionable energy. It's a divine intervention that is here to assist you, literally, in finding a pathway to happiness. Something's going to click into place. You're very empowered because of it. You are being asked to be benevolent. Think about how you move forwards from this position. But actually, this is really, really about, your choices open up. I think just show the world the real you. I just feel like there's a level of empowerment and choice. May we kindly ask, let's just follow this through. If resources come, this is a really interesting message, actually. Karmically, divine intervention. If karmically you have had, I don't know, if karmically, let's say karmically, previously you've been let down. Some of you could even have had someone who stole from you. It's really interesting, something coming through around that energy. And this is almost where things click into place. Something comes back to you in some way that alleviates that burden. I mean, the Ten of Coins is heavenly. And the Daughter of Swords is she's got a very youthful energy. This is a clarity of mind forming. Yes, look at that. you have the Ten of Cups, you have the Two of Wands, you have the Ace of Swords, you have the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. Right. Pile 3, I think that this is almost like a gift that comes back to you. An opening, a window, it's life-changing. If it arrives in the form of disappointment, then it opens up a choice. But I don't think it is just as simple as that. I do think resources, money, help, assistance, finances, something is transformed because of this gift, this illumination, this moment of complete and utter clarity. And what is amazing is, even though there's like these elements, these sort of like Five of Cups elements here of disappointment or of something that didn't quite work out. Wowza. There's so much coming in from this. It's like you're liberated from something. You're free from something that has held you back. Perhaps, maybe there's even a revelation to you that shows you your self-worth. I mean, we are getting upgrades in energy at the moment, massive upgrades. Perhaps something comes in that suddenly you think, wow, you can feel really good about yourself. Perhaps there's a validation. You can feel really good about yourself. I sort of feel like the way the energy shifts, with the butterfly, you're blossoming, and the way the energy shifts, and it does feel like this is a divine intervention, to have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Coins. It's like the way the energy shifts, it's almost like the world becomes your oyster. You're able to move forwards, to move forwards in a non-inhibited sort of way. That there's some sort of, as I said, freedom of choice here that comes in. I think that is what's being illuminated here. You're being gifted some kind of a freedom. The wheel turning for you. And actually your reading is saying, well, now you have this phenomenal space of choice and opportunity. Kind of what are you going to do with it? Get strategic. Really think about this. Get still. Ponder it. You have an opportunity to make some very clear choices here with the Ace of Swords. To think with the Knight of Pentacles as to where you are going to invest. This is a card where we can really, really invest in something that is going to bring about stability. The Two of Wands is passion and excitement, the ability to move something forwards. And the Queen of Wands, she is very much at the top of her game. I always like to think of her as the Queen of Transformation, but she's also bold, she's courageous, she's not afraid to show the world who she really is. There is something here where you have a freedom of choice and you can be yourself in no uncertain terms. And as I said, the universe has your back. You're being elevated, bigged up in some kind of way. But something comes here to cause this, and this is what I am seeing in your reading. I don't know what the something is. As I said, there could be a sign, a signal, a synchronicity, or it could be an actual something that means something, but there's something that is, you can't dispute it. It's just, when we do a reading and we say, wow, you couldn't write it. It's one of those moments. It's one of those, wow, you could not write this moments. I can't question that. The universe has shown me in no uncertain terms that there is a greater power, that there is, there is justice in the world, that things do, turn around for the best. And that is what I'm seeing. The turnaround for the best is fascinating because we do have this Five of Cups energy around. But my goodness me, I just feel this is one of those times when I don't see you lingering in it. actually. There's always an element, I think. As I said, for those of you, if this arrives as a disappointment, it will also be a disappointment that you go, do you know what, that just proves what I've been thinking and it proves my point, and now I know what I'm going to do about this. Something is opening up for you. Beautiful souls, let me know. Keep me posted in the comments. I'd love to hear what's happening in your world. I do read your comments. I don't always manage to read them all because sometimes I will miss some inevitably, but I do try and read all your comments genuinely, and I can't reply to them all. There are too many, but thank you so much, all of you who do comment, and thank you for the love and the support that you give one another, as well as the love and the support that you give me. Pile 3, this is your reading. Gosh, we are living in such exciting times. And the universe absolutely is engaged in this 100% and in support of you in every way. My beautiful Pile 3, I'm sending you a huge hug. Tons of love. And as I said, thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for everything you do. If you're interested in any of my books, or you're interested in learning to manifest with the moon and understand the lunar energy, do check out my diary, my Manifest with the Moon Astro Moon Diary. That's literally a tool that will teach you to manifest with the moon. Everything you need to know is in that diary, so you can really use the incoming energy absolutely to your advantage. And thank you to those of you who are using those books, especially in this year of profound transformation. So, beautiful souls, tons and tons and tons and tons of love. And I hope that I will see you again for another reading really soon. And don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never ever miss a reading.